Speaking of government weaponization, it now appears that the Justice Department discouraged U.S. Marshals from arresting protesters after the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. This was in violation of laws against picketing the homes of judges. Republican Senator Katie Britt revealed an internal memo this week with instructions to the Marshals. To speak with us about his concerns on this topic is Article 3 Project founder Mike Davis, with whom I spoke earlier today. Mike Davis, thanks for coming on. Welcome to our show.
Thank you.
Now, we know that the DOJ dissuaded U.S. Marshals from arresting protesters picketing the homes of Supreme Court justices, even though it's illegal to do so. What concerns you about that?
Well, it's very troubling because it is federal obstruction of justice to protest outside of a federal judge's home for the purpose of influencing their decision on a case. And that's clearly what these abortion activists were doing here. And that's a violation of 18 U.S. Code Section 1507. So you have to ask, why did Attorney General Merrick Garland's Justice Department give these protesters amnesty here when the Justice Department went after people praying outside of abortion clinics? And so you have to wonder, why is there a double standard here? Case, and that's just part of a bigger problem with the Biden Justice Department.
Attorney General Merrick Garland has been pressed on his agency's failure to prosecute those protesters, and he's denied responsibility, saying that he had no influence over any decisions to arrest on the scene. He also said he's never seen the internal memo that discouraged marshals from making arrests. So it seems like a road to nowhere for those who are calling for accountability. What's your response to that?
Well, it shows that Attorney General Merrick Garland is not doing his job. I mean, this is an attack on a separate branch of government at the highest level. Supreme Court justices being threatened and intimidated inside of their homes. It led to a 1 a.m. assassination attempt against Justice Kavanaugh, his wife Ashley, and their 2 teenage daughters. So what the heck is Merrick Garland doing here? I mean, he pretends like he's not paying attention here, but it's amazing how he can micromanage the Department of Justice when we're dealing with January 6th protesters or Christians peacefully praying outside of abortion centers. And so you have to question, either he's not being fully truthful here or he's not doing his job.
Republicans have accused Garland of directing the DOJ to partisan ends. Do you think that this should be added to the House's investigations into weaponizing the government? And what should be done to ensure that justice is blind?
Well, there's no question about it. And I am turning from a critic of Jim Jordan on the big tech fight and his bumpy start on oversight to kind of a fan of Jim Jordan, because I think he's doing good work over the last several weeks. And I think Jim Jordan needs to issue subpoenas for these Justice Department officials: Attorney General Merrick Garland, Deputy Attorney General Lisa Monaco, Associate Attorney General Vanita Gupta, and Assistant Attorney General for Civil Rights Kristen Clark. These are the 4 officials who are directly responsible for this. You might want to drag in FBI Director Chris Wray. You might want to drag in Assistant Attorney General for the Criminal Division, Kenneth Polite, but you need to get their documents. You need to have them come in for staff depositions. You need to hold hearings, because there's no excuse for what they're doing at the Biden Justice Department when you sick the full force of the FBI and the Justice Department against Trump's top aides, Trump supporters, pro-life Christians, but then you give amnesty to President Biden, his son Hunter, these abortion industry activists who are terrorizing Supreme Court justices in their homes.
All right, that's all we have time for. Thank you so much. Mike Davis, founder and president of the Article 3 Project. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.